O Monstro Laranja foi sequestrado, pessoal! Os Rainbow Friends criaram uma armadilha para o Monstro Laranja, e nesse vídeo vocês irão conhecer a triste história do Monstro Laranja e como ele foi parar no Rainbow Friends Play. Desafio você a deixar o like com o dedo mindinho. Deixe nos comentários qual é seu Rainbow Friend favorito. E não esqueçam de acessar o canal incrível do Game Toons, que fizeram toda essa animação maravilhosa pra gente, pessoal. Beleza? Então vamos lá. Bora, galerinha! Vamos ver o que tá acontecendo aqui agora. Monstro Laranja, eu sabia.
Or at least, that's what they call me now. My real name is long forgotten. Just like...
Peraí, o Monstro Laranja, o nome dele é Art? Não sabia que o nome do Monstro Laranja era Art. Sério mesmo?
Everything else about who I was before. I'm a whole nother animal now. Except for one thing. My hunger remains. It all started not too long ago. Back then, I was big, powerful, but scared out of my wits. I was deceived by a lie.
Nossa, olha só o Monstro Laranja, como é que ele é. Nossa, cara, que legal. Olha o Blue atrás dele.
I flew past the corner and found a box to hide in. Hey buddy, where are you? Don't you want to be our friend? I had evaded Blue. I thought I was in the clear.
Pessoal, o que o Monstro Laranja tá fazendo aí no Rainbow Friends Place? O que ele tá fazendo aí, galera? Ele vai ser transformado, ele tem que sair daí, cara. Olha o Monstro Verde.
But the second he got his fingers on you, you were done for. And unfortunately for me, he was right on my path. I moved the box slowly, careful not to make a sound. But I couldn't see a thing. And I messed up.
Nossa. Meu Deus, não!
Grabbed me and brought me back to the lab. Green was a dutiful servant. To him, the man in charge.
Olha só o Monstro Vermelho, pessoal. Ele foi capturado, pessoal. Vocês sabiam que a aparência do Monstro Laranja era essa? Coloca nos comentários se vocês sabiam ou não sabiam. Eu não sabia. Eu sabia que ele era desse jeito. Nossa, que legal. Olha só. Então foi naquela cápsula mesmo. Nossa. Olha, o Monstro Laranja vivia numa fazenda. Que legal.
It was a simple life. There were a lot of mouths to feed besides my own.
Olha aí.
But we made do, as best as we could. Thing is, when everyone else had cleared their plates, I was left unsatisfied. I was still hungry. Mom was worried about me, but they didn't have the means to indulge my desires. She reminded me that they had animals to feed too.
Então vocês perceberam que antes do Monstro Laranja ser o Monstro Laranja, na casa dele ele não conseguia se saciar. Ele tinha muita fome, muita fome, muita fome. Entendi agora. O que ele vai fazer? Nossa! Meu Deus, não pode comer isso, Monstro Laranja. Não pode comer isso. Olha o pai dele. Nossa, vocês perceberam que o pai do Monstro Laranja parece o Monstro Vermelho? Nossa, que estranho, né?
It seemed as though I had gone too far. I didn't understand. I was being self-sufficient. Did they just expect me to sit by a dog bowl and wait for my food to be delivered on some sort of set schedule? Never.
Nossa, ele ficou...
My habit had gotten so bad in their eyes that they decided to send me off to boarding school. The first day started off very scary for me.
Vocês viram o que aconteceu, pessoal? O Monstro Laranja comeu tanto, mas comeu tanto na casa dele, que ele começou a comer a comida dos animais. E os pais dele ficaram muito bravos e mandaram ele embora. Nossa, que loucura, cara.
I was worried about being the odd one out. But then I realized I was huge, big, and powerful. This filled me with a sense of pride. At the cafeteria, the lunch lady gave me a meager serving, and I devoured it all.
Ele não para de comer, gente. Ele não para de comer.
The others thought this was awesome. That I was awesome. Those guys offered up their own lunches just to watch the spectacle, and I happily obliged. Downing tray after tray, there was no rule against sharing, you see.
Ele come tudo que vê pela frente.
Values of the school. But I don't think the teachers liked this little loophole. But whether they were happy,
Olha isso.
I couldn't care less, because this was the happiest I had ever been. Until
Nossa.
I found out the truth.
Ele come muito, pessoal. Ele come
I thought
muito.
they liked me for
Pergunto pra vocês, vocês comem igual o Monstro Laranja? Já chamaram vocês de Monstro Laranja e tanto que vocês comem? Eu não consigo comer desse jeito, não.
who I was. Turns out, I was just a sideshow, a freak. They threw out names like Hungry Hungry Hippo and the Trash Compactor. I had considered my gift to be something special about me, but turns out, everyone else thought it was just plain
coitadinho.
weird. Except, perhaps, for one girl.
Ah, ele se
She
apaixonou,
was
eu acho.
really nice. In
O
fact,
pessoal não gostava
she
dele.
even offered to help me change my ways. She showed me all sorts of stuff. Salads, jogging, diet shakes, yoga.
Ele começou a se apaixonar por uma menina, pessoal, e agora ele tá fazendo dieta e tá tentando agora ver se ele consegue ficar bem de saúde. Vamos ver se ele vai conseguir.
Herbal tea, swimming, I hated them all. It was the absolute worst and went against my entire nature. She tried, but I knew deep down that it wasn't me. I made up my mind. If I couldn't become thin like everyone seemed to want me to, then I would get even bigger to spite them all. I went on a quest that day to become the world's largest man. My family held a hot dog eating contest at the farm. I sweat so hard that they had to travel.
Ele desistiu, pessoal. Ele fez a dieta e desistiu. Agora ele quer comer pra se tornar o maior homem do mundo. Meu Deus. O que vai acontecer? Ah, eu sempre quis participar dessas competições de cachorro quente.
People wanted to watch me perfect my craft. I went from show to show and I creamed them all. Anyways, throughout it all, the same girl tagged along. She, despite her best efforts to change me, really cared about me deep down. It felt so good to be loved by someone for who I was. As I won more and more competitions, I became something of a celebrity. I was on the top of the world, and at last
E ele foi participando de um monte de campeonato de comida, foi comendo, ganhando troféu, ganhando troféu. E olha só quantos troféus ele tem aqui já.
had done it. I was officially the world's largest man, and I felt good. One day, I got a phone call from the family that sent me away all those years ago.
Hello, honey. Your father and I saw you on the television again. You looked happy. But, son, you're not healthy. Please, come home. We can help you work through your issues.
Os pais dele querem que ele volte pra casa, pessoal. Será que ele vai voltar?
I thought they might have called to beg me for money, sure, but this? What issues? I was fine. I was famous and big.
Ele não quer voltar pra casa, galera. Nossa, que tadinha, brigando com a mãe dele, não pode.
This was the final straw. She told me that she didn't like what I was turning into, that the fame had gotten to my head, that I was becoming a monster.
Nossa.
I showed her the door, and as she
Coitada.
cried her tearful goodbye, I was already on the phone again, ordering myself a pizza. Until I caught a look at myself. In the mirror, I had become unrecognizable, even to myself. And of course, my only solace was found in more food. More and more I spiraled
E ele não
out of
para de
control.
comer, galera. Ele
I
não
could
para de
only
comer.
think of her, even as I shoveled more and more food into my mouth. I saw her in my spaghetti. I saw her in my fries.
Adoro espaguete.
I saw her in my plate, right next to the mashed potatoes and gravy.
Pessoal, coloca nos comentários qual é a comida preferida de vocês, pessoal. Eu adoro lasanha. O que vocês gostam? O Monstro Laranja gosta de tudo, só pra vocês saberem, tá?
I even saw her in my low-cal diet soda. This continued on and on until I could no longer enjoy my meals. I was at rock bottom. This all changed when I got one more phone call.
Hello. Is this the world's largest man?
Ligaram pra ele, galera. Quem é?
I'm retired. I can't eat like I used to.
Nonsense. You just haven't found the right meal yet. Not to worry. I have one to die for.
The man on the phone's offer intrigued me, and like the fool I was, I arranged a meeting. I was met with the most
O Monstro Vermelho ligou pro Monstro Laranja falando que ele tinha a melhor comida de todos os tempos. Aí ele foi aonde? No Rainbow Friends Place. Óbvio, né? Olha isso. Nossa. Meu Deus. Oh, os Rainbow Friends. Os Rainbow Friends.
And one of them kept bumping into the table. I thought it must have just been some weird uniform, and maybe it was the clumsy one's first day, until it came time for dessert.
I hope you're ready, friend, because now it's time for
Nossa, o
your
Monstro
final
Vermelho é muito
or should I say,
pilantra, olha só.
trick.
The waiters
Pegou
came to
ele.
the side of the man and took off their coverings.
Nossa, eu sabia que era eles.
Two of the scariest things I'd ever laid eyes on. Sure, in another context, they might not have been all that bad, but here, they looked like they were going to eat me.
What's happening? Stay away.
Ah, tadinho do Monstro Laranja, gente.
I wished I had followed my friend's advice all those years ago. I was found by Green, put into the man's machine, and turned into Orange, the newest rainbow friend. During the transformation, my body rejected the years of mass that I had built up and expunged it, even as my form became narrow and skinny. I was small now, the smallest of the rainbow friends. My pride would have been hurt, but all I knew in that moment was that I was hungry, hungrier than I
E ele
had
continuava
ever
com fome.
been. After that, they arranged feeding times, and if one were to ever be missed, an alarm would sound, and I would come running for a proper meal. Unfortunately, most people were timely with their supper deliveries. Which brings us to today. One woman has finally forgotten.
Vocês entenderam por que soa aquele alarme? Porque ele está esperando comida. E olha só que ele vai correndo direto pra ração. Nossa.
To feed me, and now I'm nearly upon my first prey. I got you now.
Nossa, pessoal.
Please don't. I'm looking for my friend. Please.
Ai, meu Deus.
No, not you. Why did it have to be
Ah, não, é ela.
I can't help it. Forgive me.
Meu Deus. Nossa, não acredito. Que história triste do Monstro Laranja, pessoal. Meu Deus.